Hey guys, Ben with IncomeOptionsTrading here on Wednesday, March 26th. Hope you guys are doing well. I did not do a recap video yesterday. I got a little busy, so I didn't have time to do that. But I only put on the reverse iron condor yesterday at the open, and the market stayed in a range, so that expired worthless, which is not what you want for a reverse iron condor. Didn't have any afternoon trades. We were in a downtrend at about 12:30 and 1:30, so just that one trade yesterday. Full loser. Today, I ended up up roughly $200. This is moving because I do have one overnight trade. I'll get to that, but trade a little bit extra today. It should have been a losing day if I would have just done my bots, but VIX opened up just slightly down this morning. Market was barely up, so Option Megabot put on a iron condor here that on the put side, 57.25 was the short put, and it was right here. And you can see where I have this arrow here just before 11 o'clock, the market bounced off of 57.25, and that's actually where I got stepped out as well. So the iron condor I have for both the put spread and the call spread a 4x net loss, and it just so happens that it happened right as the market touched. So a little bit different than sometimes, especially in weeks past, where if you get these violent moves right away, and VIX or volatility really expands, it would have been stopped out probably closer to here in the past. But even with this big move, the VIX moved like 10% earlier in the day back here, but it still wasn't a huge move compared to what we've seen. So the market, I had a lot of room for the market to reverse before I got to my 25 strike. But it is what it is. And I guess I'm looking at it here. It's my cursor. I don't know what's going on. There we go. 57.25. There we go. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. And then, so I trade a little bit aggressively here at 11:30. We go to the 1 minute. I thought this was going to be a bottom at 57.25. I thought we would rally a little bit here and stay flat. So jumped the gun a little bit when the 5 EMA jumped above the 40 EMA here just after 11:30. I put on some more short put spreads, 56.85 for that short put strike. Market didn't get too close to that. I had a 4x stop on that as well initially instead of an 8x that I usually do on the afternoon. But those expired worthless, so that was good, but probably a little bit too much for that one. And then the bot put on the 130 trade because the 5 EMA was above the 40 EMA. At 12:30, it was in a D trend or a downtrend, so it didn't open then, but it was in the red for quite a bit here this afternoon. We were only 5 points away from that breach, but market rallied here the last hour, so that expired worthless. Ended up positive on the day. If we go back to my position tab, you can see the P&L still moving here. That's because I put on a double calendar, and that one is also with the option megabot. So that one at 10:02, I put that on, and trade. It's a one DTE, 2 DTE call spread, and it's based off of deltas. So the one that the bot put on today is the 56.85 strike for the short put. So the 1 day is that, and also the 2 day is that. It's about the same strike. And then the call side is 58.15. So that one is basically out of play, not completely, but it's pretty far away. Right now I'm up a little bit on it, but not a whole lot. That one I'll hold through tomorrow, and I'll close near the end of the day tomorrow, or if the market gets to 56.85 or 58.15, then I'll close it then as well. So with these double calendars, you want the market to move as close to the strike as late as possible, because basically you want the 1 DT, which tomorrow will be a 0 DT, we want that to expire worthless, but we want the 2 DT, which will be a 1 DT at that point, to still have a lot of value. So with the call side, if the market stays right here tomorrow, what you'll see is these 1 DTE calls will go to 0, and the 1 DTE or the 2 DTE, which will be a 1 DTE, will go way down. But hopefully this will retain its value, so that when you sell it back, it's at a higher price than what you bought it for. So I'll talk more about that tomorrow, depending on how it does. But that's just kind of an additional one here. That's my only overnight trade that I hold. I realized last week, so I actually used this trade as for the buy yesterday. I put it in. I hadn't really done a lot of this manually, but I did a really stupid mistake when I was trading this before, because it's a 1 day, 2 day calendar spread. In the back test, I did a timed exit, and it's like 15 minutes before market close. And so when I was trading this manually, I always closed it at the end of the same day you put it on. So I never held it overnight. And it was always a tiny winner or a tiny loser. It never really did anything. It didn't match the back test. And then I ran it as the bot. And last week I noticed that the trade didn't get stopped out at the end of the day, or it didn't exit. And I looked a little bit closer, and it actually exits the following day at the end of market close. So I had been trading this not a whole lot, but I've been trading it wrong. And so, I hadn't, because the wins and losses were so small, I never compared it to the back test. And actually the back test was pretty close. When I did look at it, I mean, the back test was better, had larger values, but the last 6 months or so, this hasn't really been a big money maker. It was much better in years prior. So just one of those things, I guess. When you're back testing, make sure that you know what you're back testing, and trade trade what you're back testing if you want to do it that way. So little story there, but yeah, overall was a pretty organized down move today. I guess we'll see what happens this week. There's some job numbers tomorrow, and then PC on Friday, and then end of the quarter is on Monday, and we'll have a new trade on that Monday that someone on Facebook had shown me about. So look forward to that on Monday. Otherwise, if you're still here, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.